Hello all and welcome to another 1 vs 2, and over the years there have been plenty of games that I wanted to play but never had the opportunity. The list of Wii games alone is long enough. 2 of those games were No More Heroes and its sequel, Desperate Struggle, so when I had a message through asking me to compare those 2 games I thought, yeah right. Versus 2s, we usually compare the subjects over several different areas, award a point for whichever does each one better, and then declare a winner based on the overall score. I was originally planning on doing this the same way I did the X-Men Legends comparison, where I just talk about both games, and then declare a winner after I'd waffled on long enough, but I found it so difficult deciding which of the 2 No More Heroes games I preferred, I'm going to have to let the numbers decide. Also, just to warn you, there's going to be a fair amount of bad language and quite a lot of gore in this. There might even be some in the game footage as well, so with that, let's crack on with our first subject. Plot. You play as Travis Touchdown, an otaku who buys a beam katana on eBay without being hounded by the FBI, but rather than me waffle on explaining the plot, I'll let Travis tell you.
I was seriously broke. Why? Because I met this smoking hot chick last night at the deathmatch bar. So being the gentleman I am, I bought her a drink. Anywho, I decided to get a job. The gig? Assassinate the Drifter. Yeah, so he's styling, fast, aggressive, and packing heat. Bada bing. Or at least it was supposed to be. Till she showed up. Her name? Sylvia Crystal.
Congratulations. You are certified as the 11th best hitman.
I want to be number 1. How's that? Short and simple enough for you?
So you'd think to become number 1 he would need to practice his fighting skills, work out, and improve his swordplay to become better than everyone else, right? Well, Travis decides it would be easier to just murder everyone positioned above him who can conveniently be found around the town of Santa Destroy. After achieving his goal, Travis disappears for 3 years but returns to Santa Destroy to fight Skelter Helter, the brother of Helter Skelter from the first game, who wants revenge against Travis for killing his brother. Turns out Skelter Helter isn't the only one looking for revenge when Travis's friend Bishop is murdered, so, of course, Travis wants revenge against them for killing Bishop. So it's a revenge game, nothing wrong with that. Until...
The mastermind behind Bishop's death is the owner of Pizza Bat. This building, most of this city, he is the head of the corporation that runs it all. Jasper Bat Jr. And as fate would have it, he is also the #1 assassin. May I?
And then all you do is work your way back up the ranks to be able to fight the first ranked person who was responsible for organising Bishop's murder, so the plot has pretty much just been rehashed from the first game, it's just giving you an extra reason for doing
How
it.
about? Seriously, you need help.
Everybody deals with grief differently, right? Some people fuck at funerals. I cut off heads.
Both
This
games
is
have a
the
few plot
Assassins
twists where things
Association,
aren't
right?
quite what they seem,
Look,
some
I
being
gotta
very
talk to you
good.
about...
Oh, dear. She's done it again, hasn't she?
Hey, are you listening?
Excuse me for asking, but are you by chance an assassin?
Whoa, don't tell the whole world.
Then you have been had, sir. You are not her first.
In Struggle, things take a bit of an unusual turn, even right at the
We're not done
start.
yet. This fight was only part of our plan.
Our plan?
I said I'd avenge you killing my brother, didn't I? Well, who's been a brother to you? Now it's your turn to be burdened with another's death. It has destroyed me, and it will destroy you too. This is the ultimate vengeance!
It's not long before it goes down the supernatural route.
Supernatural gateways in Santa Destroy. Have you heard about them? They're called Akashic points and lead to different planes of existence.
And on several occasions things go a tad batshit crazy.
London missile!
While Heroes' story is a bit more basic, it doesn't require as much suspension of belief and is easier to follow, so it gets the point.
Characters.
Travis is our main man in both games. He's pretty cool and it would be awesome to see him in a future Smash Brothers game. He has a few quirks and interests that can make for some funny scenes.
Hi, this is Diane from Beefhead Videos. We're calling to let you know you're overdue on returning one of our videos. It's titled, Air Force One, the First Lady Returns to the Mile High Club.
There are several other characters involved, not just those you're hunting down. One of the main ones is Sylvia Crystal, who works for the United Assassins Association, the UAA, and organises the ranking matches, but Travis wants her to test out his weapon in more ways than one.
He's been doing some work for the Mafia, and before you know it, he's up there ranked 9th on the list. To be frank, he's good. You won't stand a chance against him. You're as good as dead.
She's a decent character, and seeing as she knows Travis's thoughts about her, she plays up to it, making for some great scenes.
Downward dog?
The dog can do all sorts of things. So can the cobra, the rabbit.
Cobra? Rabbit? Like, together? Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah!
But in desperate struggle, their personalities and views clash a bit, leading to some pretty good character development.
Look at this blood! We humans are alive, even if we are assassins. Doesn't matter if it's a video game, movie, drama, anime, manga, we're alive! People shed blood and die. This isn't a game. You can't just selfishly use death as your tool. This is Alice's blood. I bet you've already forgotten she existed. Same way you would have forgotten me. And that's why I'm tearing down the UAA!
Are you done bitching? You could never shut down the association. Fighting to be the best is human nature. It's evolution. Who are we to try and stand in its way?
Fuck that. I want to be a hero by my own standards.
You need to wake up, Travis.
Take your own goddamn advice.
Even though he said it's real life, some characters are aware it's a game, and there are some fourth-wall-breaking conversations, some being quite funny.
Right?
Oh, give me a break. There are people starting from the sequel who don't care about continuity, you know. Besides, it would take forever if I recapped every detail of your fall from greatness. Players would skip it. It's so boring.
Well, I guess you got a point there.
It's too
And
terrible.
others being absolute
It alone would
genius.
jack up the age rating of this game even further.
So what? Who cares?
What if the game gets delayed? You don't want this to become No More Heroes Forever, do you?
All right. I'll fast forward this so you can tell me.
Okay. I'll make it short and quick.
You are my half-brother. You know that manga called Miyuki? The Japanese one? Well, it's like that. Your father abandoned my mother to run off with your mother. It broke her heart beyond repair. She killed herself. Knowing I had nowhere to go, he took advantage of me. Ever since I can remember, she molested me. We lived in this rotten apartment, and I was his slave. Every day I cursed his soul. I swore that I would kill him one day. The cursing didn't change anything. That's when I decided to become a killer. With no money to pay for training, I paid with my body. But to you, but that son of a bitch looked like a hard-working family man. That was all an act. He didn't give two shits about cleaning up my life. So I decided to clean it up myself. That's why I do what I do. And I got what I wanted. Killing him in front of your very eyes.
That's my story.
Imagine that.
There are a few other characters that pop up, like Bishop, Naomi, and Henry, but they don't appear all that much. Henry has more of a role in Desperate Struggle, as well as becoming playable, but only for one fight, and it's a huge shame he can't be used more, as he's great. Some of the ranked fight people are pretty awesome, and their meetings with Travis make for some decent conversations, though Travis does have a few retard moments.
But first I need some time to get ready. Would you mind turning the other way? I need some privacy.
Privacy?
Yes. I need to prepare.
Turn around, what, so you can just attack him from behind, like Travis would fall for that?
Then we can get on with our fight?
That is correct.
All right.
See, I knew that would happen. Travis, think things through.
I let my guard down. Getting sloppy. I gotta stay on my toes.
Okay, yeah, he let his guard down, he made a mistake, hopefully he's learned from it. That's not too bad.
What? You want to shake hands?
Oh, come on! After what just happened, this is bound to be a trap. What's that old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Twat him one!
This is a sign of sportsmanship, that we respect each other before and after the fight.
Don't do it.
Good luck.
Likewise.
Destroy Spark.
Oh, this is great. Is this guy an idiot or what?
Can't argue with you there. One of the ranking matches in Heroes is against Shinobu, and she's pretty much the only person Travis allows to survive. Not only does she come back in Desperate Struggle, but she's also a playable character. It's all well and good having to do some platforming, but seeing as she handles like a hippo in a shopping trolley, it can get pretty tedious after you've missed a jump 5 times. Her sections would be much better if there wasn't so much platforming, as her combat abilities are pretty good, and her katana sword is awesome. When you fight against her in Heroes, she has some pretty deadly moves, particularly the one where she hacks you up, and it's a massive shame you can't use that move in Desperate Struggle. Shinobu considers Travis to be her master, but Travis isn't interested, which makes for some interesting scenes showing their dedication to their respective enterprises.
Master.
Oh.
But scene does not contain a lap dance.
Pesky little cub. You can't kill me.
There are some decent characters in both games. Heroes has a lot of introductions to do, whereas Desperate Struggle takes the events of Heroes into account to deliver some decent character development.
Every day, paid to hear me ramble on, and that gave me as much happiness as I can hope for. After falling this far, there's nothing left to lose. Every day as joyless as the one before it. With eyes closed, I continue to endure my existence. But I feel that I've been able to open them just a little. Today, since it's our last chance, I want to hear your voice. Let me hear what you sound like, who you are. Just once.
Desperate Struggle toys with the characters more and shows what each person is truly like, making for some great scenes, so it gets the point.
He had nothing left.
I know that, but he was a true warrior, and you gunned him down like a thug.
Gameplay.
What's
In
it going
Heroes,
to
to
be,
get Sylvia
cowboy?
to organise a fight, you have to pay for the privilege.
Alright, please transfer 150,000 LB dollars.
What? 150,000 LBs?
The higher the rank, the higher the cost, so you take a part-time job to earn some cash. Once you've done the job, they say they have something a bit more brutal in the form of an assassination mission, which you get paid for too. The further through the game you are, the more jobs become available. There'll be more on the jobs later. You pay the money for the fight and then get a call telling you where to go. You fight your way through various bad guys to get to the ranked person. Once you defeat them, you do more jobs, gain more money, and do the next fight. In Desperate Struggle, Sylvia still organises the fights, but there's no fee to pay, so while there are still jobs available, you don't have to do them in order to progress the plot, meaning you can just crack on with the main story if you want. It's pretty much the same thing as before, fight your way through enemies and get to the ranked fight. For those of you in the USA, you may have noticed a distinct lack of blood in Heroes, and that's because there wasn't supposed to be any. The blood was put in purely for the American release. Sure, there are a few scenes with a bit of blood, but not much, and frankly, it didn't bother me in the slightest. Desperate Struggle, on the other hand... yeah... Perhaps the biggest change is that Santa Destroy can be explored in Heroes. I love a bit of exploration, and being able to venture around town was great. There were new shirts to find all over the place, even though most of them never saw the light of day. Then there were the weird ball things that kept popping up. I had no idea what they were for, but they had to be mine. Mine! All mine! Anyway, the only downside was that pretty much everywhere could be explored right at the start, so after about the first third of the game, you've pretty much explored everywhere. Sure, you can run people over, but the novelty of that soon wears off, so you'll probably just end up going straight from the motel to wherever you need to be. At least you can get there causing as much destruction as possible. Luckily, there is a map in the corner of the screen, so you know where to go, and it's pretty easy to follow. In contrast, Desperate Struggle opts for a menu select system which cuts out all exploration but also means you don't have to worry about travelling. It's kind of a shame, but seeing as the travelling in Heroes became a bit of a drag by the end, there was none of that here. Even so, just having a menu to choose from is a bit on the dull side, even if it does mean you don't have to waste time getting places. However, building up the funds for each ranking match brings much more of a sense of accomplishment than just selecting the next challenge from the menu. In Heroes, each time you approach one of the ranked fights, you get a call from Sylvia which comes through the speaker in the Wii remote.
Travis, hello? The secret beach is up ahead. Then it's ranking match time. Win, and you'll be number 6. Lose, and your new home will be in the flaming tombs of hell. Everything okay?
in a bind? Have you trimmed your nose hairs? When you're ready, step inside. You know, you've been quite cocky lately. Well, more than the usual dose of self-assuredness. You think that being ranked 7th means you're hot shit, don't you? And you're just raring to go. You've gone from dumb to dumber. Watching your meteoric rise of stupidity is truly painful to observe. That careless attitude of yours will be your undoing. And with that, I am 500% certain you will die this time. But trust your force and head for the Garden of Madness.
While some things do have a counterpart in Desperate Struggle, things like the phone call don't. It may be a minor, unimportant part of the game, but it makes the game much more entertaining. Therefore, point to no more heroes. Combat. In Heroes, you mash the A button to hack everything up and then swing the Wiimote in the direction shown to finish them off. The beam sword is battery powered, the gauge is in the top right corner, and when it runs low you have to charge it by shaking the Wiimote, causing Travis to do this. I'm saying nothing. Each time you finish someone off, the slot machine wheels appear and, if you get a match, Travis shouts out one of his favourite puddings and this sort of thing happens. It's a great addition to the combat, but of course, the random chance gods hate you, so no doubt it'll be the last bastard in the room that gives you the powers, so all you can do is hack up thin air. There's one that slows everyone else down, which is usually fine, but if you're waiting for them to come out of the lift or get back up so you can finish hacking them up, you'll be in for a slightly frustrating wait. I can't help but think that the combat would be better if you waved the Wiimote to hack up your opponents and pressed a certain button to do the finishing strike instead. I'm not saying because it's on the Wii it has to have Wiimote waving to do sword fighting. Pandora's Tower had you pressing buttons to attack too, and in that it worked really well, but that had a fixed camera, Resident Evil style, whereas Heroes is third person, Legend of Zelda style, but even so, the combat was really well done. As we've seen, Desperate Struggle ranks up the gore. Luckily the combat is pretty much the same, so you can easily jump straight into kicking ass, though I did wonder why there was a waggling penis in the corner, but it turns out that's the new battery gauge. The random dessert shouting comes back, and there are some funky new additions, though sometimes the camera faces the wrong way, so you may not get to see it in all its glory. Then there's this. That's right, you can turn it into a motherfucking tiger. Everyone runs away, so you chase them down and do that. It's so awesome. But there's another addition that was especially useful, the ecstasy gauge, which is depicted by the tiger in the bottom right corner. As you kill people, your ecstasy level increases while getting hits decreases it. When the tiger stands up and glows, you press a button and unleash chaos. That's absolutely amazing and so much fun. Unfortunately, shouting out a pudding resets the ecstasy gauge, but because I found using the ecstasy gauge to be more fun, more reliable and more effective, it would annoy me when I ended up shouting out a pudding instead. And then I remembered shouting out a pudding could mean Travis turns into a motherfucking tiger. Frankly, because of the ecstasy gauge, if they didn't add in the tiger, the whole pudding shouting bollocks could go fuck itself. The beam katanas you can get are pretty awesome too, and there are several in both games. In Heroes, you start with Bloodberry, the one from the auction, but can obtain the Tsubaki series from Naomi. The pre-fight sword droids make it even cooler when you get a new blade. You start off and it's hacky hacky hacky. Ooh, Tsubaki. Hacky hacky hacky. Ooh, Tsubaki Mark II. Fuck me. Hacky hacky hacky. Each sword is pretty much just an improved version of the last one, but in Desperate Struggle things are a bit different. Naomi returns, though there's something different about her. I don't know, anyway, each beam is different. Some are agile but short range, while others are powerful, have good range but are quite slow. What makes up for this is that unlike in Heroes, you carry all your beams with you, so you can start using a large beam to deal with the large groups, and then switch to a smaller, quicker beam when the numbers are more manageable. With how cool the beam katanas are, I thought it would be great if you could use 2 of them. Then I got hold of this. This is easily the greatest weapon in the games, and using it was amazing. Thanks to these babies, all the other beams could go fuck themselves. You can also use wrestling moves in both games, which are a nice addition to spice things up a bit, but they probably won't see much use, especially in Heroes, seeing as doing wrestling moves to kill people prevents the random pudding shouting. Some of them look rather painful though. Once you've battled your way through the minions, there's a boss, and for the most part, they weren't too difficult. They seem pretty varied at first, but really all you need to do is wait for them to strike, dodge out the way, run in, twat them a few times, run out again, and repeat until successful. Sure, there are some that are a tad different, like the one where a witch lady pulls out a massive gun that shoots out Kamehamehas, but the places you can hide from them are fairly regular, so it's not that hard. In Heroes, what I had some trouble with was Shinobu, as she has some pretty powerful moves, but even she eventually succumbed to my awesomeness. Some people are just plain messed up, fight dirty, and will use all sorts of tactics in order to beat you into the floor.
Now die, bastard!
Both games had some pretty decent fights, and sometimes you really need to pay attention to the environment. Oh, that damn window every time! Right, let's try again, just don't get distracted, pay attention and concentrate. Oh shit! The combat system in Heroes is decent and works, but Desperate Struggle improves on it, creating much more fun battles, so it gets the point. Music. The music is alright, but with all the fighting going on, you probably won't be paying much attention to it, but there is one tune that absolutely rules. It's so catchy, and I ended up humming it quite a lot. Even Travis whistles it. Luckily it appears in both games. Heroes seems to have it a bit more regularly. Due to it being less frequent in Desperate Struggle, you could say it makes each time it plays much more special. But I love it, so the more it plays, the better. Point to No More Heroes. Side jobs, assassinations, and minigames. In Heroes, most of the jobs are enjoyable, ranging from finding missing cats in a residential area, cleaning graffiti off the side of buildings, and picking up trash. The one where you have to search for buried mines is something else that can go fuck itself. More side jobs come available as you progress through the game. Completing each side job provides a new assassination mission. There are also free-to-play assassinations scattered around town which you can do at almost any time, but if you take one hit you fail, so when some bastard you can't see shoots you, it's pissing annoying, so for the most part they're more hassle than they're worth. The side jobs and assassinations are pretty well paid, so it doesn't take long for you to gather the money you need to pay the fee for each ranking fight, so you won't need to grind all that much. In Desperate Struggle, the jobs are played as 8-bit style minigames, including vacuuming up bugs, fitting pipes in a water system, driving like a maniac as a pizza delivery boy, and collecting coconuts, which was my favourite one. Most of the jobs have several levels and give you a number of lives to complete all the levels. Lower levels are fairly easy, simple and straightforward, but have smaller earning possibilities, whereas the higher levels can be an absolute bitch to complete, but allow you to earn far more money. The 8-bit style may seem like fun at first, but the novelty soon wears off. However, seeing as you don't have to pay a fee for the ranking fights anymore, you won't need to spend as much time doing them. Desperate Struggle doesn't have any of the assassination missions anymore either. Instead, there are 10 optional revenge missions. You get one mission where you have to kill a load of people, which opens up another one where you're able to kill one of the 5 people that murdered Bishop at the start of the game, these twat faces here. They're good fun and it's quite satisfying slaughtering those who killed Bishop. You must get something awesome for achieving such an impressive accomplishment. Yay! There are other things you have to spend your money on. Both games have clothing shops where you can pimp Travis out, and some of the options are pretty cool, but as they have no other benefits whatsoever, I didn't bother with them. As I mentioned before, there are some shirts to be found lying around Santa Destroy, so I just made do with those. Then there's the gym. In Heroes, it's run by Thunder Ryu, and there are 3 ways to beef yourself out: bench pressing, squats and dumbbells, with each one requiring a different action with the Wiimote and nunchuck to perform. Just make sure you're alone when bench pressing, as mashing the button can make you look retarded. Each activity increases either your health, strength, or for some reason extends your beam combo. You can do each one quite a few times, but they don't seem to get any harder as you progress, they just get more expensive. In Desperate Struggle, the gym is run by this weirdo, and once again we have 8-bit minigames, but this time only 2, strength building and stamina. For stamina, you run on a treadmill by pressing A and Z alternately, while Ryan, the weirdo, occasionally changes the direction of the treadmill, which could cause you to fall off and fail. The strength training has Ryan throw dumbbells at you, which you have to punch or kick back. Both of the games have 7 difficulty levels, with each level being more expensive. The treadmill was never that difficult, even on the higher levels, but with the strength training, oh dear god. At the start it's pretty easy and straightforward, but by the higher levels it's insane. Even though you don't have to hit back every single one, you do need to hit most of them, but due to how close some of them are, missing one in a stream could cause you to miss several. I failed so many times at this it got annoying, especially with Ryan saying, "Oh poopy," every time. Who the hell says that? Eventually I did it, and unlike with the activities in Heroes, doing it came with a huge sense of achievement and satisfaction. Though that's pretty much it for things to buy in Desperate Struggle, Heroes has a few extra, like videos to teach Travis wrestling moves. Those balls you can find are used to learn various new abilities, though for some reason that includes the ability to run. Seriously, you can't run until some drunk bloke teaches you, and the Beam Katana add-ons from Naomi. The add-ons are particularly useful, and getting them is where the grind is required, so this is why having to traverse the overworld comes round and bites the game in the arse. When you accept a side job or assassination, the location of where it takes place appears on the map, and it's up to you to find your way there, causing as much damage as possible along the way, naturally. If you know the layout of the town well enough, you'll know the quickest way to get there, but if not, you'll just have to do your best. The big problem is, if you fail the mission, you don't get paid, so if you want to try again, you have to go all the way back to the agency to accept the job again, and then drive all the way back to where the job takes place. It's an absolute pain in the arse. At least with Desperate Struggle, if you fail, not only do you get to keep what you've earned so far, but you can easily just select the mission again from the main menu straight away. However, with the amount you can get from some of the missions in Heroes, it doesn't take long to build up huge amounts of cash. Even gaining 1 million LBs took me around 45 minutes, if only real life was like that. So although the travelling is a pain, the side jobs and assassinations are more enjoyable and are more worthwhile doing due to the extra things you can get with the money you earn. Sure, the gym side of things is more of a challenge in Desperate Struggle, and there are 1 or 2 things that are worth taking the time to do, but it's not enough to make up for everything else. Point to No More Heroes. Well, there you go, both games are great fun, and although Desperate Struggle does some things better, occasionally much better than Heroes, there are so many other things that Heroes does better, and so with a score of 4-2, the superior game is No More Heroes. See you next time.
Larger than life.